We're live.
Awesome. Well, guys, email. We're talking about email today. Email is the lifeblood of any successful affiliate promotion. Social media is great. We're publishing this on social media. We love social media. It's great for getting people engaged. Texting is growing in popularity. I know many of you who are going to be on today live came because I sent you a text. There's things like this live here, podcast, all kinds of stuff. All of these things, literally dozens of ways to promote affiliate offers, but email is still king. It's still number one. It's still the most effective way to drive clicks, to drive leads, to drive sales. It still accounts. The statistics show 70 to 80% of all affiliate sales. So today, what I want to do is share my top 5 affiliate promotion emails of all time. I want to show you why they worked, how we wrote the copy, how we formatted the email, the psychology and the marketing behind them. That's what we're here for today. Before we get started, first of all, happy NCAA tournament day, y'all. This is St. Patrick's, whatever. Guys, it's NCAA tournament day. There's a reason why I am not wearing green. I'm wearing orange because in about 43 minutes, Tennessee Vols are tipping off against something called Longwood. It's a school in Virginia, apparently. That the only reason I've ever heard of Longwood, this is a funny story. My connection to Longwood is there's another guy who has an email address that is one letter off from mine. We both get each other's emails all the time, and he is like the director of PR for Longwood University. So there's a Matt McWilliams connection there. So I got that going for me, I guess. It's the only reason I've even heard of Longwood University. So first round NCAA tournament, St. Patrick's Day, whatever you're celebrating today, happy whatever it is for you. Welcome everyone. Also welcome Alan. Good to see you again, bud.
Hey, glad to be here. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think your volunteers swooped up on my Lady Gamecocks, who are number one. And I know that's you didn't even know that.
I didn't think anybody beat South Carolina this year except for whoever beat them in the.
Or maybe it was Kentucky.
That was Kentucky, yeah.
Kentucky, gotcha.
Yeah, after Kentucky beat Tennessee. So that's women's basketball, which I don't follow as much, admittedly, especially now that Tennessee's not really that good. Like ever since Pat Summitt left, they have kind of not actually. This is like their best year in a while. They kind of sucked there for a while, at least at at that level, their standards. But super excited about Tennessee won their first SEC championship since about in a tournament, SEC tournament championship since about 3.5 months before I was born.
That's rare air there. Yeah, SEC.
It's insane. 42 and they've had good basketball teams. And then to go 42 years without it. And we were watching the game. They were playing Texas A&M in the championship game. Of course, they beat Kentucky. So that's always a good day. And then they're playing Texas A&M. And I think it was like 17-0. Texas A&M didn't score for like 6.5 minutes. And I'm like watching the game going, they might not score.
Wow. And
then sure enough, Tennessee managed to let them back in the game and get down by only like 8 before they blew them out. So that was fun. So guys, we're going to be talking about my top 5 affiliate emails today, top 5 emails I've ever sent in terms of production, what they resulted in sales and why they worked. If you know somebody who would benefit from hearing this, please hit that share button, share it with them individually, share with your friends, share it wherever, send a text, send an email, since we're talking about that, send them an email and let them know about this. I am going to forewarn you guys, it is also that time of year where I'm going to have to mute myself and blow my nose a few times because I am really struggling with some allergies. I've taken the maximum amount of medication that I can take today, but it's that time of year. It's like 75 degrees right now. And 4 days ago, it was like 35. And then in 3 more days, it'll be in like the mid 40s. So it's that time of year where my allergies go haywire. So I'm going to apologize in advance. So top 5 emails ever, affiliate emails ever, why they worked, how we came up with them, right? The psychology, the marketing principles behind them is what I'm going to do. So I'm actually going to walk you through, show you some of these emails. Now, all of these emails today By the way, you can get these plus. It's 191 pages. How many emails are there in here? In the Ultimate Affiliate Swipe File. Let's look in the index back here. I'll put it this way. This is the index, all right? So we've got them organized by, what they're promoting, an assessment, bonus packages, cart reopen, closed cart, ebooks, reports, exclusive trainings, Facebook Lives, frequently asked questions, so on and so forth. There's got to be, 75 to 100 emails. Actually, here, I can tell you exactly how many there are. There are 73. I was pretty close. 73 emails in there. You can get a physical copy. All my affiliate emails from an entire year if you just go to affiliateswipefiles.com. If you go to affiliateswipefiles.com, you'll see there. I'm going to go there with you right now, actually. And you can get a copy of this book sent to you. It's just basically you're going to pay shipping and handling. So it's free for 30 days. You cover the $10 it cost me to ship it to you, $9.95. If you cover that, I'm going to mail this to you. You don't have to pay for it until 30 days later. You'll have the book in your hands. You can go through it for, a few weeks. If you don't like it, you just email us and tell us, hey, you know what? I'm not getting any value out of this, Matt. Don't know why you wouldn't get value out of it, but I'm not getting value out of it. And we'll send you a refund, or actually you don't really send you a refund. Just won't charge you. So you also in here, I'll show you what I'm doing today. So let me see if I can find one here. What I'm doing here today, you see on 20 of the pages, the 20 top emails, I do a video walkthrough. Now, the video walkthrough, of course, is not in the book, but I give you the URL to go to that. I walk through exactly what we're doing today. The principles, the psychology, why we picked this word, that word, why we structured it this way. So you've got the URL on your screen and in the chat there. Go there, grab a copy of that. Now, before we dive into this day, I want to tell you, I'm going to show you what worked for me. All right. I'm going to focus on what worked for me. These are my top 5 emails. But focus on learning the principles. Focus on the strategies. Focus on learning today, not on copying the emails. The exact email that I use might not work for you. In fact, it might be a disaster. It might backfire because you're not me. And the point is for you to learn the principles and the strategies here. So the first email I want to share with you, Alan's going to put it up on his screen there. It's an email I did for Product Launch Formula a few years ago. PLF Pre-Launch. Once he has that up on the screen, I'm going to walk you guys through that. Actually, I'll go ahead and start. You'll see the subject line. The subject line is one of my favorite subject lines of all time. And if you're watching this on a tiny screen, well, you're not going to be able to really see it. But hopefully you can pull it up on a bigger screen. One of my favorite subject lines of all time. And in fact, he actually commented on it to me. He's like, I had to open that one. Subject line was, has Jeff Walker lost his mind? And as you guys can see today, I'm in the office, not in the studio specifically, so I can walk you guys through these emails a lot easier than I can in the studio. What is Jeff Walker thinking? The guy invented Product Launch Formula. Okay, right there, authority. Already, you don't need to know what PLF is, Product Launch Formula, to know it's a formula for launching products. And then he goes and pulls a stunt like this. Boom, link. I don't often put the link in the 4th line of an email. Usually you go farther down, right down there where you'll see the second link would be usually where I'll have the first link. But I'm popping one in there. So, okay, we're talking about losing Jeff Walker, somebody that my audience knows, losing his mind, pulling a stunt, and then a link right away. Okay, this is curiosity. I don't know. There's a word that involves the word curious somewhere in there. This is a very curiosity-driven thing. And this was probably one of the best click-through rates I think we had of all time. It was also one of the best converting emails we had of all time. So it wasn't just curiosity clicks. He says he is pushing the boundaries of how much free stuff you can give away during launch. I quote him. And he's doing an entire launch live. This was the first time he'd ever done a live launch. Now it's like everybody's doing them. I said, crazy, right? Okay, this is crazy. And you know what? It just might work. You should be watching Jeff's every move So go sign up here, link again, all the best, Matt. Okay. This is the part where I now take my students. This is not going to work for all of you, but what is the angle that you can pull to draw people in to someone's content? That's what this PS is. I say, great marketers are students of marketing. This is your chance to learn from a master teacher. So I'm telling them here, even if you're not interested in like buying his course, or you're not even interested in the content, like maybe you've been through PLF, go watch this launch. I went to every moment of this launch. I watched. Now, I was watching not to learn because I already know the PLF principles. Actually, it's funny because, Alan, we're going through PLF as a team right now. And I haven't learned anything. Just being honest. I haven't learned a thing. Why? Because I've been through PLF twice before. But I was watching how he launched. Mm-hmm. And so in my mind, I was actually taking those PLF principles and watching how he was using them to launch live for the first time. And I said, seriously, watch every training, save every email for your swipe file, take notes, then copy what he does. And then I linked one last time. So I encourage my audience, marketers, to study from the best. Not necessarily to learn the principles of PLF, because maybe you feel like you already know them, but for purposes of learning. And then this is key at the end. If you aren't interested, this is an opt-out. So this is where I basically am trying to remove people who aren't interested in PLF. Just get them out of the launch, get them out of the email sequence. So that when I do email, every day for the next 7 or 8 days, when I do email every day for the next 7 or 8 days, by the time we get to the 4th day, I'm not giving them just the nuclear option of unsubscribe or continue to get emails I'm not interested in. So if you're not interested, if you aren't interested in learning to run a killer product launch and don't want to hear any more about Jeff Walker's launch, click here and I won't mention him again, but you'll still get my great affiliate marketing training from me. What we then do, as I've taught before, is when they click on the click here to opt out of the PLF promo, every future email we send about this promotion will remove them. So it tags them in our system, which is ConvertKit. It tags them. And so, this back then, I don't know, we had, I'll just say 15,000 people on the list. And we sent this and 40 of them clicked on, nope, I don't want to hear any more about PLF. Great. The next email only went to 14,960. So what we did was we removed the pressure for them to say, well, I don't want to get any more emails. I don't care about this. Unsubscribe. Nuclear option goes out the window. So now this allows them to opt out of this campaign. And you'll see this again in some other emails. All right. So email number 2. So I got a question here. How soon before open cart do you send this type of email? I don't know who that is, by the way, who said that, because on our end, it only says Facebook user. If you haven't signed in to StreamYard. So if you can sign into StreamYard, I'd love to know who put that, or just drop your name in there. How soon before open cart do you send this kind of email? Well, this is, this was for Jeff's workshop, and this workshop started on, roughly, I think back then, 7 days before open cart, maybe. So we sent this, let me scroll up and see. This email, I think we sent this probably 2 or 3 days before the workshop started. I don't have the exact timing on here, but we sent this like roughly then. So it'd be about 9 or 10 days before open cart. And then we kind of pushed pretty hard with, once we got to open cart, we pushed pretty hard because we knew at that point they had 7, 8, 9 opportunities to say, I don't want to hear anything more about this. And we just kept going and going and going. I love that. Let's say they said, I converted 51% last week with that strategy of tagging. That's freaking awesome. Whoever you are. I'd have to open up Facebook to see who that is. And I don't want to do that right now. All right. Email number 2. Another, this was PLF open cart. So this was actually kind of a hybrid in a sense of pre-launch and open cart, because Jeff did a training to teach you how to open cart And guess what he did on that training? He opened cart. So it was really kind of meta. So unless you hate money, you should watch this. Again, subject line, subject line, subject line, subject line. Super important here. I think this was our 4th best converting email of all time. Nothing is worse than putting your heart and soul, not to mention potentially or possibly hundreds of hours of your life into your product launch and then nothing. Crickets, no sales. That can be absolutely devastating. So we pictured here, people can automatically picture. If you've ever been in that situation, I'm raising my hand. I've been in that situation. I've done a product launch that took 150 hours between creation of the product and the marketing. We did about $6,000 in sales. I mean, not even counting paying my team. Let's find the calculator here and just get, let's see, 6,000 divided by 150. Yeah, I made about $40 an hour. And that's not, like I said, if you factor in, that's more like 6,000 minus the 3,000 I paid to my team, minus, fees of 250, 150 hours. Yeah, I made like $18 an hour. Not exactly what I was going for with that launch. And so I've painted that picture. And so anybody who's been there knows, I instantly go to that launch. Oh my gosh, I can picture everything about it. I can specifically picture I was right here. I just moved down in this office like 2 weeks before open cart. So about 100 of the hours that we put in were put in before I moved down here, and I put my office down here. And I remember it was a Sunday morning at 4 in the morning. 4 in the morning. I put my heart and soul in this launch, 4 in the morning, and I sat on the floor sobbing because the files had somehow managed to disappear from one of the videos that I was editing, because I was doing it all myself. Basically, I had a small team, and I knew what it was like I could picture that, just the visceral pain that I felt at 4 in the morning and went to bed for 3 hours. I felt like crap for weeks. And then I basically profited about $2,500. It was not worth it. It was absolutely not worth what I put my body through, my mind through, my family through. If you haven't been through that, you can still picture it. You can still picture what it would be like to launch a product and nothing. We don't have that fear, right? It's just like it's in marketing world. It's no different than the fear of getting up in front of on stage and you're naked. You realize you don't have any clothes on. It's the same fear, right? So I say that can be absolutely devastating. So I've gotten to the point of this visceral pain that they're feeling. That's good. A great pre-launch strategy is important. Over the past week, Jeff Walker has shared some incredible pre-launch strategies, but even the best pre-launch strategy in the world doesn't matter if you don't make any sales. That launch where we barely, did any money, we had 5,000 opt-ins. Actually, more than that. I think we might have had 6,000 opt-ins. I think we finished that launch with 6,000 or 5,000 people. So if we had an unsub rate of 20%, we probably had 6,200, anywhere from 5,600 to 6,200 opt-ins, and did barely $6,000 in sales. That's an abject failure because we just didn't sell the right way. That's why I'm emailing you right now. Today, 9:25 at 4 p.m. Eastern, Jeff is going to share his best open cart strategies. Here's the link. That's only a couple of hours from now. This is the guy who has made millions of dollars in a single day multiple times. And now he's going to show you how he did it. And the best part, it won't cost you a thing. This live lesson is a culmination of everything Jeff has been teaching and will help you make more sales and put more money in your pocket. So back to the subject line. Unless you hate money, I'd strongly suggest making sure you are watching today. I know I will be, and I was. One of the important things there, just as another note, is I was in the chat on these live lessons. My audience saw me. Hundreds of people that I referred showed up live. I was there. I said I'd be there, and I was. And so they got to see me on there. I was in the chat. Me and one other partner, Dave Gambrell, who's, you guys have seen before. We were in there like chatting it up with our audience, and that helped us, drive a lot of sales. later because they knew when I said, I'll go through the course with you as a bonus, they knew I was being legit because I was on the 10 hours of training, the free training. So then at the end, we include that opt-out again that like Jamie just pointed out. Hey, Jamie, 50 converted 51% with that strategy of tagging. So the first 2 emails that we talked about today were from Jeff Walker, his PLF promo. Email number 3, and Alan, can you change the little daily thing at the bottom? Sorry, you can X out that. Yeah.
Jump out.
Email number 3 was a Michael Hyatt pre-launch email, and I'm going to wait till he pulls it. Yeah, because this is one of my favorites I've ever sent. So this had the open rate was again one of our top 5. The click-through rate was one of our top 10, but the conversion rate was top 5. The click-through rate wasn't phenomenal. I've talked through it. I think I have an idea as I read through this. There's actually one sentence in here that I think we really just kind of messed up. So, hi, I'm Olaf, and now this is 3 years ago or so, kind of the height of maybe, not the height of, but, everybody's thinking about, Frozen and stuff like that. Right. So that's the subject line. Immediately it draws people in. Hi, I'm Olaf, and what? I like warm hugs because that's what, how it goes. Right. Have you ever seen those quizzes asking which Disney character you are? That was a big thing circa 2018, 19, 20 was really 2017, 18, 19 is more accurate. Which Disney character are you? And, just like this big thing, quizzes were becoming kind of a big thing. So I wanted to tap into that mindset that people were in. Well, I don't have to take one to know that I'm Olaf and I like warm hugs and summer. And you know what? It doesn't matter. Who cares? Sure, they are fun and we all feel warm and fuzzy, but the results last about 2 seconds. Okay, so right there, I've just kind of tapped into pop culture. I've probably made them laugh or at least smile a little bit, like thinking of Olaf and thinking of silly Disney quizzes and kind of the dumb things that we do on the internet, I don't know, like, I won't get into that, but just all the everybody's like, oh, it's a Disney quiz. And then it goes viral and your grandmother posts it like 4 times in a week. I don't know if she just forgot that she took it the first 3 times or what, mom. And, we get those things, right? It's just like, so I wanted to tap into that, kind of bring a smile to their face. But there is a quiz, an assessment that has results that can last a lifetime. So now we're getting serious. It's called the Life Score Assessment. It's part of Michael Hyatt's launch of his 5 Days to Your Best Year Ever course. The course literally changed my life 4 years ago, and this assessment is 100% free. So here's what I did there. Especially with my audience. You might not be able to get away with this with every audience, but I said that it's a part of his launch of his course. And the course changed my life. The rest of the thing, I don't talk about that course, but for a split second. But one of the reasons why this converted so well into sales is I already laid a little bit of the foundation for what's coming. So it's not like a surprise. There's going to be an offer. I set the expectation for that. And I mentioned how amazing the course is. So the assessment, though, is 100% free, I say. It really helps you really dial in on how you're doing in the 10 key domains of life. Now, this is where I made a big mistake. This sentence here, where it says physical, spiritual, vocational, avocational, marital, social, parental, financial, intellectual, and emotional. Okay, that sentence sucks. That is a terrible sentence. Okay, first of all, what the heck is avocational? Okay, I know now, most people don't. That's a word. It almost looks like I typed vocational twice, but is it avocado? Is avocational like avocado something? What are we doing here? And it looks like I maybe typed the word twice and somehow put an A on the second one. It just doesn't look good. Marital. Well, what if you're not married? Thanks a lot, Matt. I'm not married. Just thanks for reminding me that I'm single and I really want to be married. And I hate you now. Okay. What about relational? So there are about 800 ways we screwed this sentence up. I take responsibility for that because I'm the one that signed off on the email, but this is terrible. Okay. Again, still one of my best emails ever. So what are some things I could do there? Number one, I could leave it a mystery and say, if you want to know what those 10 key domains are, you got to take the assessment. Ooh. Okay. If I am going to list them, I need to do it in bullet points. This sentence, I mean, you can look at it. It is the longest sentence left to right. Actually, there's one that's longer, but it's just comma, chameleon. Sorry. It's just comma after comma. And one of my rules, I got this from, give me a second. What's the guy's name? George Orwell. No more than 2 commas per sentence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 commas. I guess I could have just said there's 10 key domains and the last one doesn't have a comma after it and come up with 9 faster, but it was more dramatic to count. There are 9 commas. This is an exhausting sentence with a word that people don't understand, somewhat looks like avocado. And so, again, number one, I could have just made it a mystery. Number two, I could have put them as a bullet point. Number 3, the word marital. Immediately, if you're not married, you go, well, this assessment isn't for me. Thankfully, the majority of my audience, overwhelming majority of my audience, is married. So I got away with it. Thankfully, a lot of people don't read every word and probably just kind of went, oh, yeah, okay, looks good, and skipped over that. So I still got one of the highest click-through rates ever. But why was the click-through rate not as high as the open rate and ultimately the conversion rate? Because of this sentence. And I wanted to point that out, what was wrong with this. So follow the rule, 2 commas per sentence. If you need more than that, go to bullet points. Don't use words that you're not 100% sure people actually understand. Don't use words that filter people out who don't need to be filtered out. Okay? Because the question was about marriage. The question was about relationships, key relationships with your loved ones, not about marriage. I took it as that because I was focused on my relationship with my wife when I took that, So, all right, here's a key sentence. Thankfully, I recover. I just took it. I wrote an entire blog post about this. The word just. Okay, this is such a powerful word. The old version, I've got the new version over there in the studio. Actually, I put it over there in the studio and then decided to do this in the office today. So that's super convenient. But the book Influence by Robert Cialdini. If you have not read that yet, by the way, if you go to mattmcwilliams.com/books, grab a copy of that book. The new version, the revised version is out. I haven't been through all of it yet, but so far it's amazing. I got a copy for everybody on our team that wanted it. It reminds me, Alan, I don't think you requested a copy. So just a reminder, Alan, Slack me and give me your address. I think I have it somewhere. But I want to send you a copy of the book. But I know everybody else on the team got their copy, except for you, Alan. And he talks about the power of this word just. If it's not an Influence, it's in his other book, one of his other books, which is called Yes. And he talks about that. Let's see if I got a copy of Yes here. Nope, it's not over here. But the book Yes, it's like 50 ways to be persuasive or something. The word just, I just took it. And he goes in this whole psychological study about it that's fascinating. And you can totally, geek out. Just geek out on this marketing and psychology stuff. But I just took it. And it was super fast. It took about 4 minutes because I was undecided on one question. So I'm pointing out, okay, there's one question you might be like me and get one question that stumbles you up. So don't think this is going to be like a breeze through it Disney quiz. The results weren't shocking, but they did cause me to pause and reflect. So I set expectations. The results are not going to make you ponder the meaning of life and change your outlook on the rest of, eternity. Okay. But they are going to cause you to pause and reflect. So go check it out. Take a few minutes to take stock of where you're at in life. Here's the link. Then hit reply. This is another key. Hit reply and share your results and what you learn, and I'll share mine. Show me yours and I'll show you mine. That was actually another one of our top 10 or 12. It's in here, by the way. Just a reminder. The Ultimate Affiliate Swipe File. If you want the show me yours and I'll show you mine email, it's in there. It's one of my favorite emails ever. And it's basically promoting, the same kind of thing, promoting a quiz and assessment where, let me see, I don't know. I don't think I could find it. There's 191 pages in here. So I don't think I'm going to find it right now. But in here, I have that show me yours and I'll show you mine, which is one of our top 10 or 12 emails of all time. And same kind of thing. Like if you email me your results, I will email you mine. Can't wait to hear from you. To your success, Matt. P.S. The assessment is only up for a short time. Really, Michael takes it down for nearly a year, which is true. So scarcity. It's all about scarcity. So go take it now. Let me know your results, and I'll share mine with you. Here's the link one more time. If I had to change one thing in this PS, I would have said, take it now while you have this email open. In other words, a little subtle trigger. That's some language I stole from somebody. I don't even know who. I read it somewhere, and I was like, oh, that's good. Then I realized later, it's really even reinforcing, like while you have this email open, while you've already taken the first step, go take the next step. All righty. So that was the number 3 email there. It's so funny. Jamie just taught on the words just and only 2 weeks ago. That's crazy. Email number 4 is Stu McLaren's launch a few years ago. This is before we ran his stuff. It's one of the things I always thought. Jamie's an affiliate. You know, his new product replacing Tribe is called the Membership Experience. And before we ran his stuff, we were one of his top 10 affiliates. So when we share what works for affiliates, we know what works for affiliates. Like this is not theory or, based on what I'm seeing other people do, although we do study that. We're one of his top 10 affiliates. So when I share what works, I know what I'm talking about. And I don't mean that like I'm something special, just I know from experience. All right. So this email is actually a really quick one. Well, it's not. It's actually really long. But what I'm going to share right here is really quick. Forward. Okay. I don't do forwards more than about twice a year. So again, right away, something is sticking out in this email. When you get a forwarded email, it's typically from a friend or a coworker, and it stands out versus the normal email we send. So Stu's bonuses, did you see this? 2 question marks. Little looks more personal. If I could do anything differently, I would have actually have lowercased the B, the D, the Y, the S, and the T. I would have capitalized Stu, but I would have lowercased those and probably gotten an extra 1% open rate. Real quick, Stu sent this email this morning with all the amazing bonuses he's giving to you when you enroll in Tribe in the next 36 hours. Immediately, here's how much time you have left. Scarcity. Now, it says here 0000. That's not what you would see if you looked at this 31 hours, 14 minutes and 17 seconds before it expired. It would be ticking down. It's an animated, timer, but I can't do that in a still image here. I've included his email below so you can see them. Plus, below his email, I've included the exclusive bonuses you'll get from me when you enroll through my link. So take a look at the bonuses you get from Stu and make sure you scroll down to see our exclusive bonus as well. Best regards, Matt. Okay, a couple of things on the structure of this email. Number 1, did I literally click on forward? No. What I did was I did go to my email, grab his copy that he had sent. I clicked on forward, I didn't click on forward actually, because if I had to do it all over again, one of the things I would have done here is make it look like a forwarded email. And it's actually really easy to do that. You just copy the headers. So you click on forward and then it'll be, it'll say like it does in Gmail, like on March 17th at 2:43, PM, Stu McLaren bracket, Stu at stu.me bracket, wrote, and then it has the email. I didn't do that in this case, but I would if I had thought about it then. I copied his email, pasted it below. The links inside of his email, I did not keep those just standard links. I changed them to my affiliate link. That's the key. If you copy, somebody's email, is that you change the links to your affiliate email or to your affiliate link. If I had it to do all over again, I would have put, a link right here that said, or if you're ready to join right now, click here and enroll in Tribe. I would have changed that and put a link right between these two, space down and put a link there. I did not do that. That was a mistake on this email. This email still worked really well. One of the best open rates we ever had. Again, in large part, I'm moving my cursor around like you guys can see. It's Alan that's sharing it. So in between the last sentence and best regards up there is where I would have put the that last link or that first link. And then the other thing that I would have changed is what was I going to do here? No, that was pretty much the only change I would have made. That forward, though, is where I was going when I was moving my cursor. The forward is the thing that really made this email have such a high open rate. All right, so that's the fourth email. Again, just a quick reminder, you can get all of these emails, all 5, plus about 67 more, and a bunch of other videos where I walk you through. This is a physical book, by the way. So you can literally, I keep it right back here so it's on display, but you can keep it right here on your desk right there. And you got to write some emails, and you're promoting a webinar. So you flip right here and go, all right, what are the webinar emails? What are all the emails Matt's written? All right, page 13, 17. We'll just pick 25. Pick 25 because that's a bolded one. The bolded ones mean they have a video overview. We'll go to page 25. Oh, this is the one. Yeah, that's funny. So let's do a different one because that's one I just covered, that one. We'll go to page 27. So let's see here, actually. So if I wanted to do a webinar, here we are. This is crazy. 5,036 and counting. I can go straight to and find a webinar email and get inspiration from it. That's the key. It's not meant to copy and paste necessarily, but it's meant to be an inspiration. And being a physical book allows it to be where you're less likely to copy and paste it. And I'll share why that is in a little bit because I'm going to share a little trick that you can use for copywriting. All right, so email number 5. Email number 5 was a free report that I promoted for Mary Ellen Tribby. And the subject line was November 5th, 2011. A little bit of mystery there. What the heck about, are you inviting me to something that was 9 years in the past? What are you doing here? At the time I sent this. November 5th, 2011 is a day I will never forget. That's the day I was fired from my job. On November 4th, we were living on my paycheck. And on November 5th, I probably should have said living on my paycheck alone, and explain, which I do kind of down there, but I probably could have explained that better. And on November 5th, it was gone. We had a brand new 6-month-old daughter as opposed to a 6-month-old daughter that wasn't brand new, I guess, but still, whatever. Sleeping upstairs in a brand new house that we just bought as opposed to a brand new house that we've been living in for 10 years. I mean, I don't know where that sentence came from, but I just find that humorous now. But I like the fact that I'm reiterating. This is the point to this, and I think why we did it. This house came with a brand new mortgage, so there's a repetition. Brand new things, stress, right? Brand new mortgage, new house, new kid, job, job that, your wife quit her job, that I was now terrified we couldn't afford. I was terrified. So there I was, a brand new parent, and I felt helpless to provide for my wife and child. I've been told to get a, quote, safe job and with a, quote, steady paycheck. That was what I needed to provide for myself and my family. It was the smart thing to do, quote, smart, right? But it sure didn't feel that way on November 5th. It suddenly felt like the most risky and most dangerous thing I'd ever done was to tie my family's entire livelihood to that single source of income. Let's face it, job security is a joke. Boom, myth busted. I am busting a myth right there. That's important. Your job is only as secure as long as you don't make a mistake, or as long as your boss doesn't make a mistake. One wrong move on your part and your safe job could be gone. One wrong move by your boss or someone else in your company and the business could be closed tomorrow. And when either of those happens, you can kiss your, quote, steady paycheck goodbye. Fortunately, in my case, within just a few months, I had created a business for myself that soon met and then exceeded my steady paycheck. And the best part, my financial future was entirely in my hands. And that's what I want for you. This is the important part. It wasn't just like, hey, look how amazing I am, and I built a business, and I'm super successful, and all you bums are not. No, that's not the purpose of this email. It's not to make you feel bad. It is to make you feel bad about the fact that, man, if you only have one job, you're putting yourself at financial risk. And that's what I want for you. I want you to take your destiny in your own hands. I want you to be 100% in control of how much you get paid, how often you get paid, and where and when you work. And I want that type of freedom for you. That's why I want to share with you my friend Mary Ellen Tribby's special report, the Ultimate Success Code. Get it for here, link, right? People who follow her 7-step system are making more money for themselves now than they ever did working for someone else. And the best part is they are waking up when they want to, working on their own time, doing what they love, and making money. So again, I'm just pointing out all the benefits of this free report. It's a free report. Mary Ellen has created 3 multi-million-dollar companies. She's helped thousands of people create the business and life that they've always dreamed of. So when she told me she was willing to give the information in this report away for free, I couldn't wait to tell you about it. If you want to learn how to take control of your future, you have to read this report. Click here to download the Ultimate Success Code report now. Best regards, Matt. The information in chapter 2, this is, a little marketing trick here. Point out something specific. Well, chapter 2 for me was the best one, and I point out that it's worth downloading, alone. If you just there was another email that we sent about this, and I said, if you want, skip to chapter 2, read chapter 2, put the book away. It'll be more than worth your time, So those are 5 emails. Like I said earlier, those are all in here in the Ultimate Affiliate Swipe file. Go grab a copy. It's free. Basically, you pay $10 for shipping and handling. It's a big book. You can see how big this sucker is. It's kind of a hoss. It's got some weight to it. I don't know, maybe a pound. Probably weighs about a pound. Never actually tested it. I need to go weigh this thing and see how much it weighs. I'm guessing it's probably close to a pound. Now, before you purchase it, and again, you can get that at affiliateswipefiles.com. Before you purchase, I want to give you a warning. There is a right way and a wrong way to use this book, okay? There's a right way and a wrong way. First, just the wrong way, if you go through and just copy my emails, all right, I'm giving them to you. Like, they're all in here. I want you to use them. I don't mind if you copy them. It's just a really bad idea for you, okay? Like, it's just not going to work for you. The copy in here is not written for your audience or in your voice, so don't just copy, okay? Use it as a guide. Use it as a guide. Steal some of the ideas. Like, I'm switching here, right now. I've got a subject line in here. It gives my phone number and says, call me about BYE, best year ever, 5 days to best year ever. And in this email, that's the subject line. Like, that may give you an idea. Clearly, if you copy that email, they're going to be calling me. I don't want them calling me about something you're trying to sell, have them call you. Just as a side note, set up a Google voice number, and have that redirect wherever you want it to go. All right. Number 2 error, and not personalizing it. You're going to notice in here, so much of the copy is personalized. There's one in here. Let me see if I can find it. I doubt I will, but oh my gosh, it was one of my favorite emails ever. And it's like, don't be a Mr. Calvert. I think it's toward the early part. Here we go. I think I'm getting close there. Oh, that's a good one. The text that I got. Yep, may never get it. So I don't know where it is. But there's an email in here somewhere. I thought it was right in here where I talk about my, was he my junior year? Yeah, my junior year civics teacher. My junior year civics teacher is a big doofus. And his name was Mr. Calvert. And there's another. Anyway, Mr. Calvert's just a moron. I hate to say that, but he was the worst teacher I've ever had in my entire life. And he is like the stereotypical reason why some people hate teachers unions, because the fact that this man still has a career as a teacher, at least at that time, was beyond me. He would sit in front of the class, do nothing. We'd read our books, and he would put staples into his forearm. He's an idiot. And I compared him to Mrs. Tribby in this email. And Mrs. Tribby was absolutely amazing. Mrs. Tribby, sorry, not Mrs. Tribby. Mrs. Tribby was absolutely amazing. She was my junior year AP history teacher. And I just contrast them in that email. So again, you can't do that. You don't have a Mrs. Tribby that I know of who's your junior year U.S. history teacher. So you're going to tell different stories. Don't leave out the stories. Don't look at these and go, well, Matt uses this story and I don't know if I have a story, so I guess I'm not going to write a story. No, use your stories. So many of these you'll see them in here. I mean, like there's text of screenshots. The idea is to inspire you, right? The third error is not using it at all. Like, you're going to go grab this book at affiliateswipefiles.com. There's a reason why you're going to do that. It's to help you. You're going to overcome writer's block. You're going to get inspiration. Again, steal certain words and phrases, right? Allow this book to do its job. All right. Allow it to do its job, which leads me to how you can use it properly. Number one, keep it right here. Keep it where you write, right here, wherever you write. Keep it by your computer so it's always handy. I have a personal swipe file that goes back decades. The oldest letter is from the 1920s. All right. I refer to it all the time. It's right in here. I pull it out. Well, I can't get it out with my mouse in the way, but, and I can't move my mouse right now, but because I'm doing this, but anyway, I've got it in here. I'll show it. I can show the back end too. Maybe this is part of it. Anyway, this is my personal, my personal swipe file that's got all my notes in it. And I've got another book in there. This exact same one that I can't get out right now. The oldest one in there is from the 1920s. All right. So I get them. They're loose bound. I keep emails. I literally keep stuff that I get in the mail. I'll take pictures of it. And when I get enough to have it bound, I'll have it bound. So I have a personal one. I keep this one right back here and I pick it up all the time. Like, gosh, what was that email I wrote? I kind of remembered it. Like, I remember that oh, that's right. Oh, that was a good email. And I pull that up. And so keep it within reach. If you write copy on the go, take it with you in your backpack or whatever and travel with it, right? It should be beat up in a few years. Secondly, make sure you write to your avatar, not the masses. You're writing to your avatar. You're writing to an individual person. Okay. And then the third thing, this is the biggest trick. Handwrite the copy. Handwrite the copy. So if you, and this is an old copywriter's trick, like if you're really struggling to get ideas, then go find an email in here. Let's see. We're going to write an email. I'm really struggling to send people to I need a close card email. We'll go to page 136. 136 is a close card email. All right. So I've got a couple. Oh, last email on this, covering my bases. Well, this is it. Jeff Walker's about to close enrollment for his product launch formula program. Okay. So I'm literally going to write it out. I'm going to find an email that I like. I'm going to write it out by hand, word for word. Usually by the time I write the subject line, I'm good to go. But at some point, it's going to trigger something and you're going to begin to write your own copy. This is what copywriters do to overcome writer's block. And so what I'll do is I'll start writing. I'll handwrite it. When I get to the point where I've started having my own ideas, then I go back and edit the part that I copied and retweak that. It's a time-tested, proven strategy for overcoming writer's blocks. It works every time. There's some resources in here. If you want some more tips and tricks and strategies for how to use it, how to use swipe copy in general, write better emails. There's some copywriting training in here that you can get. It's only available to owners of this book. So again, go to affiliateswipefiles.com and grab your copy. Jamie asked a question. Said, I've heard it's best to just put one link in your emails. Do all of your hyperlinks go to the same sales page? We typically do two. We're testing some stuff with that right now. Two is what has worked best for us. For us is two emails. Typically one before the signature, one in a PS, or one midway through and one at the end. It just depends if we do a PS or not. And they all go to the same place. It might not be a sales page. It might be a video series. It might be a webinar. It might be a workshop. But they're all going to the same place. We're not going to have. Maybe once. I'll take that back. We send a weekly recap email that is specifically for the purpose of like, here's the podcast, here's the live, the replay, here's this resource. So it has sometimes 5 links. That's once a week. That's a specific thing. But when I'm sending an email out, like, none of the things in here, maybe there's one. There might be one email in here where I say something like, funny, I just flipped one. Basically, here, go get it now. So it says, do you have lunch plans? There's some, strongly recommend taking some time to review the offer I put together for this, blah, blah, blah. Here's the link to buy. If you're not sure, here's a link to my review, where I actually walk people through the course. There's occasionally, and I'm sure there's got to be one in here where it's like, Stu's going live today at 7. The emails about, hey, like, go buy the course. Here's the link. By the way, Stu's going to be live at 7. If you have any questions, click here. So it's kind of an alternate call to action for those people who aren't ready to buy yet. That can work as well. So again, want to leave you with some clear, some action items real quick, guys. Clear next steps for you guys. First of all, well, go grab a copy. Like I said earlier, you're going to pay $10 for shipping and handling. We are not going to charge you the full price for the book, which we would discount. If you go to affiliateswipefiles.com, it's cut in half, basically. We're not even going to charge you that much in 30 days. So you get to test it out. If it works, if you're like, oh my gosh, this was so helpful, I loved it, I got so much out of this, then let us charge you for it in 30 days. If not, you email us and we just won't charge you. No big deal. No harm, no foul. What is it? No hurt feelings. No questions asked, basically. Secondly, if you need to, go back and study what we talked about today. I mean, you can study a bunch more in here, but if that's not in the cards right now, go back and study what we talked about today, and get just get some inspiration. Third, the Ultimate Affiliate Swipe File is a great place to start. It's an easy place because I put them all in there for you, but you can study what others are doing. So always be on the lookout. My personal swipe file that I showed you guys earlier, this guy here, in here, my personal swipe file, that's all about emails and flyers and postcards and fundraising letters and all that kind of stuff that I've saved over the years. So I didn't wait for somebody to come to me with it. I saved them. So you can do that as well. And if you have any questions, email copywriting, today's lesson, anything else, anything affiliate marketing related or otherwise, running your own affiliate program, all this stuff, text me anytime at 260-217-4619. And I'm going to get off. We've got our PLF thing here, Alan. I'm going to get off. And when we're in our meeting, I'm just being fully honest. One of the monitors is going to have the Tennessee game on. So hope you guys have an awesome NCAA tournament day, St. Patty's Day, whatever you're celebrating today. I hope all of your teams win, unless it's Duke or Kentucky. Then I hope they lose and lose miserably. So with that, we'll wrap up, and we will or Longwood for that matter. If your team is Longwood, I'm genuinely hoping they lose by 40 today. So
one Matt McWilliams is going to be upset today. So.
Yeah. All right, y'all. See you soon. See you next. Oh, wait, next week. Next week, I got to tell you guys what we're doing next week.
Right. Go live.
We are going live. Same bat time, same bat channel. So Thursday, March 24th. March 24th, 2 p.m. Eastern, as we always do. We're going to talk about hiring an affiliate manager. So I'm going to share next week. I'm going to share the who, the when, the where, and the how. The who, the what, the when, the where, the whatever I just said. The who, let me think about this. The who, when, where, and how. So we're going to talk about the who, which is what? Who you should be looking for. When, the right time to hire. The where, which is find how to actually find the right person, where to find them, and the how to make sure they're a good fit, kind of the hiring process, how to put people through the actual hiring process for that. Mm-hmm. So we'll be doing that next week, same time. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you, Chad, as well. And we'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.